It's time for a road trip.
We're on our way to Washington, D.C.
Because like I said, they sending us stuff.
Get up, stretch my legs. Eat some breakfast, milk and eggs. Brush my teeth up, wash my face. Start my day. Wake up, get up, stretch my legs. Eat some breakfast, milk and eggs. Brush my teeth up, wash my face. Throw my clothes on, start my day. Wake up, I can smell the smoke from the bacon. Let's go, see the sun shining from the windows. Okay, I know that today'll be a good day. Okay, I know that today'll be a good day. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. Drink some water, brush my teeth. Get out of bed and I stretch. Bed in my hair is a mess. Look through my clothes for a fit. Anything.
What's up?
Feel like a kid when I'm tick-tocking. I still keep it real as it is. I show my age, I don't switch often. I'm just as a dad as it gets.
Let's walk through the property.
I'm guessing this life how it is. And I can't wait for the weekend. Keep jammies on like I'm a kid.
Mr. Frank.
Hey, how y'all doing? Stretch my legs. Eat some breakfast.
Hey Corey, how you doing?
What's up, man?
Appreciate you coming out. It's all good.
Let's go inside. Oh,
Man, I mean, it's come a long way. So you did a paint job on this room right here.
Yeah, we did a paint job, new windows.
So everything is as is. All you basically did in this room was just paint.
Paint and the new windows.
Okay, now this is my man Frank. He's one of my mastermind students, and we're in one of the properties that he has up here in Washington, D.C. And the reason why we're doing this video is because I want to show you exactly that you don't necessarily have to buy a property the typical way or rehab a property the typical way to make money. This is all about being a transaction engineer. And this is one of the deals that Frank had about 3 months ago. We came in when he first got it under contract and he had just closed on it. So now he's finished basically the make ready work on this deal, and we're going to walk through and I'm going to go through the numbers that count and all the details that Frank had and all the issues that he had dealing with this property. But then we're going to go over the final numbers, the cash flow, because that's where being a transaction engineer, getting into properties with little to no money down, really comes into play. So anything was done to the floor?
Just clean up. We just cleaned the floor up, polished it a little bit, but brought that shine back to it.
Okay, so right now we're in the dining room area. So pretty much you kept everything as is. Is this a new?
Yeah, this is a new chandelier and we painted in here.
And I noticed.
And actually,
go ahead.
There was a window in the middle, so we sealed the window up, painted, and looks totally different.
So I guess the purpose of that was one, because you wanted to make that back room a big room, right?
Yes.
So right now, what is it laid out as?
It's laid out as a 3-1.
3-1, 3-1, okay. And we got the kitchen. Corey, hit this kitchen area. Now notice you have that wash machine and dryer in the kitchen. Is that particularly because of the space?
Yes, because I was trying to get the space for a closet in that third bedroom I was creating.
I mean, because the difference between renting this out as a 2-bedroom and a 3-bedroom is considerable.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go ahead and this one. So this is the room that you've made into a 3rd bedroom.
Yes.
It was typically, I guess it probably would call
like
it
a den.
Yeah, like a den area. And I think you went through Section 8 on this property as far as who the person's going to be renting the property.
Yes.
And it's already rented, and when is the person moving in?
Tomorrow.
So guys, keep that in mind. This is a deal where Frank took over the property by way of an option to buy, and then he also did what we call master leasing out the property. And we're going to go over all the details when we get upstairs in a few minutes. So let's walk through the backyard right now. Now, what area of Washington is this, Frank?
This is the Trinidad area.
Trinidad. I remember the first time we walked through here, it pretty much looks the same.
Yeah, except for this.
Right.
This was painted. You told me this was an eyesore.
Exactly.
So I had them paint this and it looks much better.
So how much time did you spend on the actual little work you did in here?
I would say about 2 months.
2 months worth of work. Okay, okay. And we're going to go further into the numbers when we get upstairs. So let's look at this deal. What was the motivation of the seller? Why did they want to sell?
Well, they wanted to be closer. They transferred in their job, and the commute. Also, the payments were a little bit more than what they expected, so they decided to, go ahead and rent it out. But they couldn't rent it out because of the condition. So
Gotcha.
That's when I offered, hey, I'll rent it from you.
So were they living in it?
Yes, they were living in it.
And this was a situation where they wanted to move away, somewhere closer to their job. So we came up with a creative way to make it so that they could cover that payment,
Yes.
while at the same time get closer to where they wanted to be at.
Yes, because they knew they couldn't get that type of payment with the way the condition of the house was.
And they didn't have the money to fix it up.
Exactly.
Okay, that's where you came into play.
Yes.
This is key, guys. People will sell equity for peace of mind all day long. All you have to do is come up with a reasonable solution to solve their problem. Let's go inside. So let's go upstairs. And we have 3 bedrooms up here.
No, 2 bedrooms.
2 bedrooms? That's right. We got 1 downstairs and 2 upstairs.
Yes.
First you got the bathroom. And it's not like you did a whole lot of work in here. All you did was made it ready.
Yeah, the flooring, changed the flooring and cleaned the grout and changed the knobs on the faucets.
So you did very little work.
Yeah. The major work I did was the windows. All the windows in the house were replaced.
Excellent. So this is bedroom number 2. We have bedroom number 1 downstairs. And this is bedroom number 3.
Yes. And also new carpet upstairs.
Okay, so you put new carpeting throughout the whole property.
Yes.
You put in new windows
Yes.
and a paint job.
Yes.
And maybe a couple of fixtures.
Yeah, a couple of fixtures and also, I guess, a new microwave because the microwave wasn't working.
Okay, okay. So let's go over these numbers. This deal was a total contract purchase price by way of an option to buy for how much?
$250.
$250,000.
Yeah.
Now, I want you guys to keep these numbers in mind because these numbers is going to really show you what it means to be a transaction engineer. So you're under contract at $250, and this was by way of a typical closing with an option to buy.
Yes.
But then we added on the right for first refusal.
Yes.
Now here's the reason why we put on a right of first refusal. He's under contract right now for $250. What's the value of this neighborhood?
$440.
We're at a $440,000 neighborhood. If he add in an additional $25,000, $35,000, he's going to get that $440,000. But the only problem is the seller didn't want to sell right now. So that's why we did what we call a right of first refusal. And we got this under option to buy for 3 years.
Yes, 3 years.
So 3 years option to buy, and you're taking over the property.
Yes.
You actually put the property under contract. You actually closed on it, and at that point in time, we got a renter ready to go into this property at what dollar now?
$2,520.
So the renter that's coming in here, when they moving tomorrow?
Yes.
They move in this property tomorrow, and they're paying $2,500. Section 8?
Yes.
Section 8 renter. And you have a spread on, what's the mortgage balance?
$238.
$238 is the mortgage balance. What's the mortgage payment?
The mortgage payment is $1,575. We agreed at $1,600 a month that I'll be giving her.
So he's going to give her $1,600 a month out of the $2,500. So think about it. Now, how much money do you have to put down?
0.
I told him to think about it. So that's why, this is what really makes this a transaction engineer. He only put nothing down on this deal, which makes his return infinite. So he's in at $250. He has a mortgage payment he's given to the seller of $1,600. The renter is giving him $2,500 from Section 8. That's a spread of $900 that he's going to put in his pocket every month. And this is Washington, D.C. This isn't Baltimore City or Baltimore County. This is Washington, D.C. The value here is $440,000. What can you say? How many more of these are you going to do?
As many as I can find.
And let's go over that. How did you find this deal?
Well, I was installing granite, and the homeowner said they don't know if they're going to be able to finish fixing the house because, you know, they want to rent it out. And then I told them I could rent it out, and she didn't believe me because I'm the installer. And I'm like, look,
Right.
I can make it work. Just please give me a chance. And she did. And then we went, and then that's when I called you.
Right.
And you told me how to structure everything. And then the rest is history.
So guys, I want you to think in terms of solving the problem. Closed mouths don't get fed. You gotta put that offer out there. I knew that if this person, all they needed was relief. They didn't want to make a lot of money. They just wanted relief so they can move closer to their job. So the first thing that came to mind was, how can we structure this deal so Frank could get in with very little money out of pocket, if any? And here's another creative nugget I want to give you. We structured a deal we even pay half of the repair costs, right?
Yes.
And the repair cost that was in this property is how much?
Everything came to $6,800.
So you typically pay $3,350 and she paid $3,350. $3,350 a person, a piece. And think about it, $3,375, whatever you want to call it. That's how much he had to put into this property, and the actual owner put the other half into the property. So now, if you look at those numbers, he's going to break even after 4 or 5 months. And then after that, it's all profit for 3 years. And then he has a right of first refusal at the end of 3 years to buy the property at a fixed price already of $250,000. Now, what if the value go up to $475, $480, $490? Wow. Now you're making $180, $190, $200,000 in your pocket from a deal that cost them $0 out of pocket to get under contract. How have this deal really changed your mind about real estate investing?
It's really changed because I've been looking for deals, and it's not that easy with what's going on with COVID and everyone staying in their house. So to find a deal is not that easy. So when you told me that I could rent it and possibly make some money, but I had to do some adjustments as far as adding bedrooms and be prepared,
right,
I said, let's do it. And it actually worked because I was kind of on the fence about that third bedroom. And when they approved it, you know, I called you immediately right after the inspector left.
Yeah.
And I was jumping up and down. I was very happy about it. So, but this is definitely a way of, you know, trying to continue on doing deals. But now I feel kind of confident I can do a lot of these.
Gotcha. Now, let's just go over the final structure of this deal. It started out with what you would call a repair share. And what I mean by that, the actual seller was a partner in the actual repair cost of the property. The seller paid 50% of the repair costs. That's the first creative strategy. Next, we did what's called an option to buy for long term. In other words, the option to buy was for 3 years. So in 3 years, he has to buy this property or forfeit his option. Now, the third actual strategy we incorporated was called the first right of refusal. So that gave him, with that option to buy, the first right of refusal to buy that property at that dollar amount that was affixed at $250,000. And the third, or should I say the fourth strategy we implemented in this deal was the right to sublease. He put a renter in here for a yearly rental amount through Section 8. Is the Section 8 tenant doing 3 years or 1 year?
They're only doing 1 year, but they already told me they don't want to go nowhere. They're happy to stay here. So
okay.
I'm okay with that.
So we're looking at the Section 8 tenant that's going to be in here for a year, maybe even longer, at a cash flow of $900 per month going in his pocket. That's positive cash flow, $900 a month. All you need is 5, 6, 7, 8 of these types of deals, and you can pay for your lifestyle right now. This is Charles Blair, the mad scientist with Mastermind Student Extraordinaire.
Franklin.
Take care, guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.